What's up, everyone? It's your boy Talax here. Today I'm gonna be addressing where I've been in the last week or so because I know some people are probably wondering, where have you been? Why have you been posting and stuff? Well, first things first, I would also like to say in advance that if y'all see me get emotional, just know that I rarely do this. Like, I don't even like to cry in front of people or even around people, because most people that see me like on the internet, um, they see that, I'm a very chill dude, I be doing my thing as far as making content, doing my clips, making edits from here and there. And also I haven't been having the time really because I've been like locked in as far as college and basically doing work as well. So, like I said, once again, if y'all see me get, you know, any type of emotional, just know that y'all rarely see this, and I don't like to do it in front of people, around people. That's all. So, first things first, I found out the news going back to last week, Friday. Um, Unfortunately, my uncle, he was one of a kind, but he ended up passing away. Now, mind you, I found this out like late at night. It was 11 something, I believe 11:30 going on into the next day, right? So I found out because my mother called me and my brother into a room, right? So mind you, I was also watching SmackDown. This was the same SmackDown where AJ Lee made her return after 10 years. Me and my friend, we were talking about it for a good minute, you know. But after I got off the phone with him, I think an hour later, my mother ended up calling me upstairs. She was telling me, um, oh, Jacob, come upstairs. Yeah, yeah. I have something unfortunate to her. Mind you, she didn't tell me this in an excited voice. She told me like in a very, you know, like sad voice. Cause I'm like, what's going on? I hope it's good news and stuff, cause I'm more than like, is everything okay? Yada, 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 right? So then she told me the news, right? So once I found out, I was like, oh no, 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 because I really couldn't believe it. And originally, my mother found out through my grandma because the nurse home, they called my grandmother, right? So then, after she found out news, she called my mother, right? And then after my grandmother called my mother to inform her about the news, she called me and my brother upstairs, like I said. You know, I was devastated, man. I was emotional because honestly, like, I couldn't believe it because I'm like, we've been seeing my uncle, in a nursing home. Mind you, he's been on that rest in bed for some years now. Like, I believe it was back in 2022 when like he had I believe like a heart attack going way back around that time. So it's honestly like very crazy thing about, because once again, like, it's very, you know, unbelievable to me. That's why when I found the news, I had my moment, I got emotional, and then after that I just decided to get off of social media for the rest of that whole week. Like, as soon as I found the news, I had a moment, and then like some minutes later, I decided to deactivate all of my social media accounts and apps that I use because this took a toll on me mentally, like for real, you know. And I know some people out there cope with things like this differently. And I personally needed a break from social media because that took a toll on me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really couldn't believe that my uncle, a really big influence in my life, passed away. And he is the reason why I know sports and love it to this day. He really put me on to every sport that I've watched, that I talk about, you know, that I make videos about, edits, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even like be caring as much as I do about sports right now. And it's honestly unfortunate that, he's not with us anymore. Like, um, guys, I truly apologize for this. I don't like to be. You guys have no idea, you know, like he really meant a lot to this family, especially the men, like me and my brother, because he also like taught us a lot of things as far as from a male aspect, you know, like he taught me he taught me, brother, a lot of things. He always like taught us that there will be a time when we have to end up being the men of the house. He also taught us to always like be respectful of your family and friends. Like he always taught us how to, spit game, of course, honestly. And then he also like put us on to a lot of music as well, especially with different genres such as hip hop, R&B, um, even rock and roll, all that stuff. Like, I know you guys can't probably see the tears due to lighting, but I'm really sorry, guys, once again for getting emotional like this because he was really one of a kind. He was down to earth. He never sugarcoat anything to us, whether you liked it or not. Like, I'm trying to get myself together right now because this is the reason why I deactivated my social media because this has taken a mental toll on me that I heard about this news. And mind you guys, he passed away at the age of 40, which is still young. Like I remember months ago I got him a 40th birthday card. Like, okay, basically the birthday card, it had what's it called? Like the numbers 40 popping out the card when you open it, and then it's on the little birthday song. I forgot how it went, but I made sure I signed it with me and my brother. And then last weekend, we was hoping to see the morgue, but then I guess the nursing home, they I don't know, they probably don't have it on weekends like they said they had on weekdays. I'm sorry about the background now. That's my cats. They're not my cats, they're my sister cats actually, but you get what I'm saying. Also like it was wondering like if the morgue would be available, right, on weekends. Because I think they told my grandmother that it would, but then it was just a lot of misinformation. So we ended up just going to the nursing home, which is in the same building as the hospital. Like it's on the other side. However, when we went in the room, where my uncle last was at, like where he was last, resting at before he passed away. I went in the room because the nurse asked me if there was anything I would like to take out the room before we left, right? So I went to get the birthday card. Um, and I didn't get emotional there, but my mother, we all went in that room. After she came out the room, she had a moment which is totally understandable because, that was her brother, and we were very close with my uncle. He always looked out for us since day one. You feel me? Like, it's honestly just unbelievable he's not with us anymore. Like, I still can't believe it, man. and he loved Tupac. He loved Tupac. When I say loved him, like I'm talking, he had his inspiration from him. Not only did he play his music, but he was, you know, rapping. Stop. He was rapping, just like him, and also he always like, you know, talked highly about Tupac. Like he was putting everybody on as far as with how it goes when it came to Tupac, like his music, his everything. He's talking about his accolades, he's talking about his impact in the music industry. That's how much he loved Tupac. That was his idol. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow, man, I can't believe he's not here with us anymore. um, it's like I can't believe this because he meant a lot to his family. He didn't even have any kids. He had, you know, great, you know, friends, I would say. I didn't really know his friends, so I can't really speak on that, but, you know, his friends, I know they were f- very, like, unfortunately sad about it too, because, this, like, this is news for real. And it's honestly like, wow, passed away at 40, that's still young. And it's like, wow, man. But I know, you know what they say, God calls everybody home, including me as well. Everybody has a time when they go, we just don't know when. So before I end the video, I would like to say, guys, always, always, I truly mean this, always love one another, look after each other, because you don't know when it could be the last that you ever see them, speak to them, hear them, you know, all of that stuff. I'm very grateful, to even be here right now, living, have a roof over my head, even when times are getting tough or when times don't sit right with me. I have to just try my best to make the most of it. And I'm very grateful for having you guys that support me on, social media, of course. Be there, for me, even if you're a new supporter, viewer. All of that is appreciated. I truly mean it. Um, I'm also going to try and have some content out, but this has taken a mental toll on me. So if y'all don't see any content for a while, you guys know why. And I'll also keep you guys updated as much as I can because I'm also dealing with school. So it's also like, you know, colliding with what I like to do on my free time, which I like doing YouTube. So honestly, guys, you know, I'm feeling better, of course. My friends checked up on me, like my IRL friends. I appreciate them for that a lot. Shout out to them for real. You know, I appreciate them for doing that because it's not easy dealing with the death, especially when it comes to family, of course. You know, and my uncle has so much to live for. He was really going to get my family out, like he was going to make it out. He was on the verge of doing that. And for those of you wondering, his music name, I believe, was Rise, but the way it was spelled was Rize. He said that name meant that he wanted to basically help people rise, like those that are, I guess, like on the upcoming, because he was talking about also how he wanted to work with upcoming artists, that stuff like that. So I believe he could have made a music industry, you know. Like he really had potential. And I believe I listened to some of his songs like a few years ago, That was only in that time. I don't know where I could find his music now because I know he made some music with his friends, but I would probably have to find that music through their what you call it, through their socials or something. But you know, he was a great uncle to me, my brother, and my siblings. Even when times would get tough, he always kept it real. He always looked out for us. I always appreciated him. I made sure I gave him his flowers when he was alive. I always spoke highly about my uncle because that's how much he meant to his family, you know, to my family, of course. So, guys, I appreciate you for watching this video. Once again, I didn't want to really have to do this, but I know you guys would be concerned where I've been without any type of posts or updates on my social media platforms. So yeah, that's why I made this video to address everything that's been going on with me outside of, the internet world, whatever. So yeah, guys, it's been your boy Tall X. I'm out. Deuces.